Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the South Park Center. I'm here with Jeseung with his movie When the Shadow Falls. Let's take a look at a clip. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on your film.
Thank you.
For those that haven't seen it, tell a brief synopsis of your film.
So this is about a girl who witnessed a stranger committing suicide, and then we see how she feels about him, and then the guilt of not stopping him when she had a chance to, you know.
Yeah, it was very moving, like really, really moving. It was really. Even though it was a tragic story, it was very beautiful to watch and kind of watch her emotions go through this as well. Where did the inspiration come for you in creating this particular film?
So I had this experience 5 years ago. I was writing a short script about a couple.
Yeah.
And then the last scene, the main character commits suicide on the bridge. So I went to the bridge and then I was thinking about the story. And then when I was coming back, I saw this man with a bare feet. So the story I was writing was also about, you know, depressions and mental illness. So I decided to stay there until he, you know, decided to go back to home.
Yeah.
And then when I was turning back on him, I didn't want to disturb him as well. So I was turning back on him, and then I heard the water splash. And then I turned back, and he wasn't there. He wasn't on the bridge. So I looked down, and then the water was just same. It didn't have any like
ripples and
ripples
things.
and yeah. And then I start to, you know, get panic attack.
Yeah, no, well, no, of course. I mean, I think it's there are so many aspects in which that, you know, we don't really, you know, in this country and around the world, we don't really acknowledge mental health as much as we should, or issues that people are going through. I think a very, you know, for something that was painful for you, such a honor to that person's legacy, and also for everyone around the world that feels like, you know, no one's listening to them, or they don't feel the love that they need, that you've created this film that can resonate with people, no matter where you are, who you are, where in the world you are, because this is happening around the world, isn't it? Was that something immediate for you? Because obviously this was done at AFI and it was your thesis, but was that something meaningful to you that you wanted to sort of share that experience, what you had, and put it out there for the world to see as an example of what does go on?
So past 5 years, I couldn't make it to the, you know, film. I thought all of my stories or my films about mental illness seems too, you know, shallow. It doesn't feel deep enough for me after seeing the man. Yeah. And then now, for actually like the beginning of the process, I thought about, I just wanted to show it to the family, this film. In the film, the Jane main character gives the widow her drawing about of him. So for me, this film is the drawing. Like I wanted to show this film to the family. That was the beginning, and then as our team, like, and then when I was talking to writer, producer, DP, like all the team members. They were like, oh, this is not just your story. Now, like, a lot of people is having mental illness and they need this kind of story, something that can, you know, warm the world or something.
Well, that's why I commend you, Jeseung, for making this, because honestly, I think that your film should be seen everywhere from many people, whether you're going through it or may know someone who's going through it, or just make you in touch with people that are going through that as well. I think that's a great for you as a filmmaker that you've done that. Now, obviously, you had a really wonderful cast, and they really had to engage in some roles that were, you know, quite difficult. How was the casting process for you?
Uh, when we have a audition, we actually didn't give them the page. We gave them like one page, but we actually didn't go through it. We were doing improv.
Oh wow!
So Selena, she was the casting director, and then she was actually doing the improv action with them.
Oh great!
So like for Jane, the main character, the Selena casting director became a widow, and then we tried to do like the first impression of like their first meet, and then Jane, Ariel, she's the main actor, main actress, and she did really awesome like reactions, and I was, you know, I couldn't stop her acting. Like I was so engaged. Like I was going back to the 5 years.
Wow.
So oh yeah.
That must feel good when you know you've got the right person to play that role as well. What was the biggest challenge you faced in making this project?
Story. So half of the story is based on the true event that I experienced, but another half where Jane goes to see the family. That's whole like I had to write it up. I have to make it up because it never happened. But I was dreaming about it. I was dreaming about it for the last 5 years. So first two draft was too like happy ending, like oh thank you for coming here, da, 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 da. But then that wasn't that wasn't reality. Like it's not gonna happen that way. So I had to face what's gonna be actually happen if I meet the family. Yeah. And that was the most challenging thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's amazing that you dreamt about it and you made it happen. Well, I mean, given a lot of people, particularly independent film, make something that they've experienced or something that's personal to them. What has that journey been like for you, from having that experience to being at New Filmmakers LA in front of an audience where they get to experience what you experienced through through your context and how you projected this film? What was that like to see that in front of an audience with other people that haven't seen your film before?
For the first, we had our premiere at FI. It's pretty, I've been telling this story to like all the actors before, like when you're shooting, and then just telling the story and showing the story is different. When I was telling them about the story, it was, it was still sad, but I'd be able to hold my emotions. But when I was showing them, I don't know, it's quite different. I see, like, it's not my, it's fiction, film is film, but still I see my experience through the visual, frame. So I was okay, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think people responded really well, and I think it was a really important film to share for people. Now, obviously, you've just graduated from AFI. You're in the big free world now. This is fantastic. What's next for you? What's next on the agenda now you've graduated?
So I'm writing 2 feature films right now. One is for Korea and one is for America, English. So both of them are about both of them are suspense thriller.
Oh, great.
It's gonna be more like psychological drama, I guess.
Oh, fantastic. Are you shooting over here or over in Korea?
One's gonna be like I'm still talking to this production company. They watched my second short film made in AFI, so they wanted to make it as a feature film. So I'm writing a feature version of that short film.
Oh, fantastic.
And I think that's gonna happen faster than the English one.
Yeah. Well, listen, you just graduated, but you're extremely talented, got a lot of exciting things going to happen in your career together, and thank you and congratulations on bringing your film to us as well. So we're looking forward to seeing much more of your work, so thank you.
Thank you for showing my films to everyone.
Of course. When the Shadow Falls, Jeseung, everyone. Thank you.